Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 16 or 17 of This Old Knit I Don't Remember. I'm your host Nina, otherwise known as Ine on Ravelry and Pinterest, and I'm coming to you a day later than normal. I did not get a chance to record yesterday. Joshua, my baby, is kind of going through a what I think is a growth spurt. So he was kind of doing nonstop nursing, and I basically couldn't get away from him to podcast. So, I spent most of this weekend with him, and I actually took Friday off of work as well. But same deal, just a lot of time with the baby, which is fine. This too shall pass. And he's a good snuggler, so it's fine. Last night, though, he actually had a night terror, and for all of you parents out there who've gone through it, you know what I'm talking about. And for those who haven't, it's essentially just a phase that they go through. I don't think all kids experience them, but quite a few do, between I think like 12 months and 2 years, where they can have these really intense dreams and they basically can't wake up from them, so they're kind of trapped in their own mind, for lack of a better word, and they just like get really rigid and just scream and cry, and they're inconsolable. So yeah, he had one of those last night about midnight, and both my husband and I woke up and we tried our best to comfort him and, just kind of talk to him and hope that he knows we're there and hold him and tell him it's going to be okay. So just a sign of growing up, but I'm a little bit tired today, and definitely my voice is a little bit groggy. So I am drinking a Diet Cherry Dr. Pepper. Nod to Susie of Prairie Girls Knit and Spin, because she said that she really likes this as well. And it is really hot in this room, but I turned off the fan so that I don't sound all ridiculous like I did last time. So hopefully the sound will be better this time. I think the fan, just like the ambient rumbling noise, made the camera pick up my voice at a lower register. It almost sounded like I was talking through a fan, if you know how that kind of distorts your voice. It was basically doing that the whole podcast. So if that was your first time joining me, for new viewers, that is not what I always sound like. I do have a very low voice for a woman, but I don't sound like Barry White, so yeah. It was weird even to me, and Megwin sounded very low as well, so I knew it wasn't just me. So anyway, let's start the podcast off with a little bit different stuff. Usually I start with what I'm working on first, but since I'm wearing my FL, I may as well talk about it. So I finished my spring garden tee. I was doing this for the podcast along, knit along, the Pal Cow for actually knitting, but I have been knitting on this since 2013. So I have a picture of Megwin when she was 3 years old, kind of looming over my knitting, and it was done to about here. And I have it laying on another top that I used as my template. So I tried to take a very similar shaped top and use that for my sizing to get the size that I knitted. So I knit it in a size 36. My bust is actually a 42, so that was 6 inches of negative ease, but I'm actually glad I did not follow the pattern. The pattern suggested positive ease, but I like how it fits, and I would not want it to be more baggy, so I'll stand up so you can see it. So it comes down to about my hips, and I should have checked before how it fits, or how it shows in the camera, but you can see, like, it is not tight. Even with it having positive ease, it's quite loose and comfortable. So I wore it today to work, so I've been wearing it all day. So this is how it's kind of relaxed throughout the day. And the yarn I used is Rowan Panama. It's a cotton linen rayon blend, and it's kind of a chain yarn, and it's got thick and thin places, so you can see like there's kind of some little shiny places. And I had Megwin take a picture of me this morning with it with a skirt on, and it's a little bit blurry, but it's the only FO picture that I have for right now. So I will put a link to my project page, and that's probably the project photo I'll use for now until I can get a better one. What can I say about it? What mods did I do? I worked straight for longer after the waist decreases than the pattern called for. I think I also worked some extra straight before I started the waist decreases to hopefully add some extra room for my bust. I worked the sleeves just as it called for. I used a Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy bind off for the sleeves to make them a little more fluttery, and for the bottom to let it stretch for my hips. I used a normal bind off on the neckline to kind of cinch it in a little more and make it so that it wasn't drapey, and obviously would hide my bra straps. I think I used 4 skeins, maybe 4.5 skeins of the Panama. I had a ton of ends to weave in because there were several knots in the skeins, several breaks in the yarn. So I did not get like end to end skeining. Oh, Joshua knows I'm up here. So I came home from work a little bit early, had a nap with him. Oh, he's banging on the door now. I can't bring him up here or I would.
No.
Oh, that's why he's sad, because you came up here. Oh, Megs, now he's going to cry.
But Daddy said I could join your segment.
Okay. Can you go and wash your face first and get all the chocolate off there? And then you can come do your segment.
Good thing I have a lot of candy.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it does have a lot of breaks in the yarn, but it's a good yarn. It washes reasonably well. I hand wash it. I use Tuft Woolens soap like I always do. Lukewarm water, and then I just laid it flat to dry. I didn't stretch it at all because I knew it's going to stretch over time, like as you're wearing it throughout the day. It actually cinches in a little bit when you wash it, and it looks like it's shrunk a bunch, but don't worry about that at all because it'll just flow right back out. So Megwin has come up and she is wanting to do a segment, but you didn't wash your face because it still has stuff all over it. What is this?
I don't know.
Okay, go use the towel and wipe it off. And then think about what you're going to share. Okay. While she is thinking about what she wants to share, I actually had a request from Coddington to show my mittens, which I feel like I've shown on a previous episode, but I don't remember. So these are an FO from a while ago. Okay, you have an elephant?
Yep.
Okay. We'll start Megwin's segment and then I'll come back to it. Alright, Megwin, what are you going to show this week?
This. These elephants' floppy ears are just like a real elephant, except yellow. But did you know that elephants' floppy ears are for cooling them down? Even their trunks suck up water and grab leaves to do all the work. And I put a yellow band on there. Better take it off.
Okay. Do you need help?
Don't worry.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah, I put it on.
Okay.
And see those feet? They're perfect for
Hold it over here so you can see.
They're perfect for running and walking. Run, run, run. Walk, walk, walk.
What did they use their tails for?
What?
I don't remember. You were telling me this morning. Is it for bugs?
No.
Flicking bugs away?
No. And people, did you know that elephants' tails, who's catch heat in their tails and send it into their fur, and the fur keeps that heat inside of them?
What did they do when they have a sunburn? Or how do they keep from getting a sunburn?
Well, when it's a hot day, they put mud on their whole bodies. Ew!
But it keeps them cool.
But it does keep anybody cool. As long as it's enough that it covers you up.
Yeah.
That's why I'm making mud every day to cool me down.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wash my hair in a mud bath.
That's right. All right. Is that the end of your segment?
No.
Okay. What else do you want to show?
I need to tell them more about the elephant.
Okay.
And also something else.
Okay.
And did you know that elephants have excellent hearing with those big ears? And they flap them when they need to cool down, actually.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Mm-hmm.
But people can ride. But really, people can ride this elephant.
Oh, yeah.
And their eyes are great for seeing long distance.
Cool.
And even with their trunk, they can say a warning sound that sounds like
Mm-hmm.
just like that.
Cool.
That's how they sound like.
Okay.
And see their big fatty bellies? Boop, 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 boop. Those bellies are for laying down so they don't fall down.
Okay.
I'll get another thing. Well, you do yours segment.
Okay. Okay, so these are the Foraging Mittens by Molly of a Homespun House. And I knit them out of Crazy for Dyeing. The colorway is called Superstar, but I kind of think of it as more like beach glass because it has that light kind of turquoisey color that you think of as beach glass and the brown like sand. So this is what they look like on. They're pretty fitted. I used a size 3mm needle for them, and I wish I had made them just a skosh longer, probably like 1 or 2 rows longer, because my middle finger does push all the way up to the top.
Hey, I found my camera. Can
And
I
I
please
was like,
take a
if it
picture
was
of them first?
A little bit less. But I'm going to make another pair in yellow, I think.
Can
Okay,
I?
you're going to take a picture of a picture?
No, I'm going to take a picture of the video.
Okay.
Now say, cheese.
They're not going to talk back to you, honey, remember?
No, you say cheese.
Oh, cheese.
Ta-da!
Mm-hmm.
Was that a nice picture?
It's very nice.
How beautiful. Oh, you look wonderful. Smile.
Say smile.
Smile.
And smile.
Okay.
How beautiful. How beautiful.
Okay.
Oh,
Go to the side.
smile.
Y'all done? Last thing. Ooh, White Pickle is not so white. He's kind of dirty right now.
See his Pickle's tail wags up and down to tell us that he's happy. When his ears are up, that tells his tail to wiggle.
Mm-hmm.
And his nose is just for sniffing.
You can bring it over here. Here you go.
See? It's not as big as the elephant's. That black spot's the nose. And that little pink and brighter thing is his mouth. See?
Mm-hmm.
And that heart eye, it's for love.
Mm-hmm.
And this other eye is for spotting.
Mm-hmm.
And those ears, they can hear from miles away. And those paws, it's their fur. They use their feet. But their back, it does have fur to keep the heat in, just like the elephant.
Right. I think dog's fur is a little thicker. Right?
But except a dog's fur keeps growing and growing.
Right.
So they have to shed their fur every day.
Mm-hmm.
But if we But if we humans let our hair keep growing forever, it could be as long as a tree.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it would probably stop at some point, wouldn't it? It would get impractical.
Yep. But dogs' fur never stops growing. That's why they set it every day.
Yeah.
Did you know that dogs shedding their fur is actually getting rid of their fur and growing new fur?
Mm-hmm.
Just like the basilisk lizard sheds his skin and grows new skin.
Right. Lots of lizards and snakes do that.
And there's one more thing I want to show you.
Last thing, Megwood.
Okay.
Careful, don't bump this table. Have you shown Starbear before?
I think so.
You think you have? I don't know. You might have. You might not have.
There it is, my favorite bunny rabbit.
Okay.
This is what it's going to show.
Okay.
And this is the last thing I'm going to segment
Okay.
with. See his lovely sweater? Rabbits don't really wear sweaters. Not ordinary ones.
Yeah.
Those ears are perfect for hearing because they're so big.
Mm-hmm.
This is an Arctic rabbit.
Oh.
And see his fluffy tail? That tail is warning the predators. I'm just a big lump of snow with a bite. But it's really not that.
Yeah.
And that nose is perfect for sniffing predators.
Mm.
That mouth is perfect for chomping.
Mm-hmm.
And those eyes, they can really see. Those legs and those feet help him get around. And his tail will just makes him look like a bunny rabbit.
Yeah. Do
But-
you remember who we got that from?
Who?
It's from Mommy's friend Greg.
And it's from Greg, Mommy's friend.
Mm-hmm. He knitted it for us in the rainbow swap.
Did you say he?
Yeah. He has a little girl. A little daughter. That he knits stuff for.
And he has a little daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But can we take the sweater off of him?
I don't know. Alright, can I finish podcasting? You can go work on that. Because it's getting hot up here. So I want to finish up.
How do you turn on this fan?
Don't turn on the fan because it makes the sound be weird. Last time we did it, it made our sound really weird. Can you make sure it's still recording?
Yep, it's still recorded.
Perfect. Okay, thank you, sweetie.
Mom's gonna do the rest of the recording, okay? Bye.
Thank you, Megwin, for your lovely segment. Oh, there's my needle. Okay. So, the rest of the things that I have worked on this week, don't walk in front of me, Megwin, please.
Excuse me?
Yes?
But the only thing I have to say is, do you think I can get up there?
I would rather that you did it after I'm done, so you don't make a bunch of noise if you knock something down. Okay?
I never knock things down.
Okay. Be quiet. Alright. So I did work some on my blanket because I finished my sweater, so I worked on actually quite a lot of stuff once I finished it. So I put my marker here.
This isn't high enough.
Be really careful. So I knit around to here, around here,
See, Mom?
and
I'm
around
really
here.
okay.
So I am almost, okay, be careful. She's
I've never
climbing up to
ever
get
fallen
Pez.
down, you know.
My husband collected Pez when he was young, and he has a whole big huge box of Pez dispensers, some of which were in the packages. Inside of those packages is still Pez candy that is at least 30 years old, and she has been eating it.
And saving some.
Yeah, she was sneaking it and not telling us, and then she actually did ask permission. So we were like, if you want to eat 30-year-old Pez, whatever, I can't stop you.
Candy.
It's basically just sugar and flavoring, so there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it.
Yep.
But I think it's kind of gross. Whatever.
But I don't.
No, you don't. Take it in the other room, please. It's really crackly, Megwin. Take it in the other room.
Okay.
Yep, in the pink room. Thank you. That plastic is too crackly. Okay, the second thing I worked on, and I really just worked on these when I went to lunch with some coworkers. I worked some on my sweater, and then I worked some on these socks. So these are the Swirl E socks in Patton's Croy Socks FX. The colorway is Celestial Colors. I've basically finished the ribbing, and I'm starting to work on the pattern. I think I've maybe done 3 rows of the pattern. Excuse me, my throat is really being weird. So not super far on that, but the ribbing is always the longest part for me. Once I get through that, I start to zoom along. So I was working on those, and then I finally decided I was going to cast on for my silver shawl, because you're all sick of hearing me say that I'm going to cast it on next, right? So I actually did do it this time. So I am using the Woolen Vine yarns in her Blitz base. This is a one-of-a-kind colorway called Space Wizard. Although, Kristen, I think you should dye this all the time because it's beautiful. And it is knitting up so pretty. And I think that more people would probably buy it. Maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I have weird taste. But here's what I have so far. I just started this yesterday, so it is zooming along. It's a very simple pattern. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, as I said, called Silver. And it's a triangular shawl. I made a mistake in the beginning. It's actually supposed to do this patterned row. The first one you do 1 repeat, then you do 2, then you do 3, etc., etc. I was watching Game of Thrones seasons 3 and 4, and so I did not give this probably all of the focus that it deserved. So I started with 2 repeats of the pattern, and then I was like, why is my stitch count off? I messed something up. Whatever, I just kept going. So I just did the normal pattern up to the amount of stitches where I had the right stitches to work the pattern again. Then I worked 2 sets of the pattern, and then now my stitch count is fine, obviously, because I figured out what I did wrong. So now I'm down to, I've worked 3 sets of the pattern, and then I'm doing my just normal stockinette rows until I get to where I'm going to do 4, and I will just keep iterating until I run out of yarn. I'm hoping that this is going to be a reasonable sized triangular shawl. I'm not a huge fan of just little shawlettes. I made my Ishbel as like the smaller size, and I actually wish I had made the bigger Ishbel. I'm not going to rip it out or anything, and I still use it as a scarf with my jacket in the wintertime, but for like wearing just with a shirt or a sweater, I prefer a little bit bigger of a shawl. So,
have you ever eaten this?
Yeah, I've eaten it before. A long time ago.
Ew.
Yeah, I think it's pretty gross.
Well, ew to you, but not to me.
Yep, I probably ate Pez around the time that Pez was made. Anyway, so that is all of my whips right now. With how quick I'm going on silver, I bet that I will be done in maybe 1 or 2 weeks. Work is busy, but not ridiculous, so I should keep having reasonable knitting time. No, I don't want you to eat any more Pez. You need to go get some dinner.
Well, Daddy always says when you get a Pez, you can have a as many as you want.
You should go talk to Daddy about it then. Because if you guys have a different deal worked out, then I don't know about it. You make all kinds of deals while I'm at work. Okay. And I did a little bit of spinning. So if you remember last time, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that I had ordered a new spindle. And it did come. So it is from Snyder Spindles on Etsy. I think it's called a steampunk spindle. I liked it because it had all of these notches around it, and sometimes I have trouble like aligning my notch with my hook position where I want it to be. So this, you basically can put it anywhere you want. And Lena from the A Wee Bit Nitty podcast had said that she got one and she really recommended it. So I ordered it. It looks a little bit wonky. Doesn't look quite even, but it spins really well. So it's probably just my eyes playing tricks on me, and if it's not, who cares, because it still spins fine. So I got it to spin merino and sort of shorter staple fibers. It is 1.1 ounces, so significantly lighter than my other spindles. All my other ones are in like the 3 ounce-ish range, so very heavy. And I've only spun like Lincoln long wool, California variegated mutant, and Romney, I think, wool. So all very long wools. But I had this really nice merino, which I've shared before.
Ooh, pretty.
Okay. Okay, thanks. But here's a bit of it that I had pulled off of the braid to spin. And it's spinning up really cool. So it's kind of variegated. I spun a bit that was like the lighter blue right here. So I was getting ready to go into this purple bit and the yellow. But I'm very much enjoying it, and it makes me feel validated as a spinner because it works with the spindle, and I had been starting to think that maybe I wasn't doing it right because I was trying to spin merino on my other spindles and it just kept drifting apart. So I'm happy to know that I'm not doing it wrong. It was just my spindle. So now I'm rocking along on this whenever I have time to do it, obviously, because my crafting time is limited and I have to choose. But I did a bit of this this was just what I did like 15 minutes after I got my spindle. I wanted to try it out right away. So that's that. And then I was trying to get a box to go inside the kids' play kitchen. So they have like a little play kitchen. It's in some of the pictures that I have on my Flickr account. And they have a lot of like wooden play food and plastic play food. And I wanted something that could corral all of that because I throw it in there, but it doesn't really stay, and kind of some pieces fall out and stuff. So I wanted like a basket or a box or something that would go into the refrigerator part and that I could put everything away in. So I got this guy, but it doesn't fit.
But it doesn't what?
It doesn't fit. Remember, this doesn't fit in your play kitchen? It fits in, exactly, but now the refrigerator door won't shut, so that's not helpful because then it sticks out into our walkway. So I can't use it. So I'm waffling back and forth on, do I want to take it back or do I want to keep it? My husband says it matches the aesthetic of my like craft bags and that he thinks it'll be really nice in my eventual craft room. I used it today to bring up all of my podcast materials. So it's quite deep. It's made out of wood, so it's very nice. It's well put together. It smells vaguely of cedar, I think. My husband said it just smells of nice wood, but it's not made out of MDF, so he's happy about it. So I might keep it. I don't know. I got it from Tuesday morning. if you're curious. Which I love Tuesday morning a ton. They had also some really great DK weight wool for like $1.99 a ball, and I forget what brand it was, but it was one I knew of that I had seen at yarn stores. But I didn't know what I'd make out of it, so I didn't get it. I might go back at some point, I don't know.
I'm not gonna watch that scary movie still.
Not gonna watch a scary movie? What scary movie?
That
Oh,
one
The
there.
Secret of Nim. Yeah,
I'm not old enough for that stuff.
that's right. Okay. And then the last thing that I got, and this I had mentioned to Molly because I had bought it and it made me think of her, and I went back to get one for her daughter, and I should have got one, and at the same time I'm kind of kicking myself about it because it was so perfect. But if you watch her podcast, A Homespun House, does this not make you think of Molly? It has birds, it has teacups, there's some pink ones. It's adorable. So I told Molly if Megwin doesn't totally wreck it when she grows out of it, I will pass it on to her for Elodie and for Ruby Sue. But it's a size 14, and I did go back, but they didn't have any more. I got it on clearance, so of course it was impossible to find it anywhere else, and it was just a random find. But yeah, I thought it was super cute, and it looks really cute on Megwin, so yeah. That's that. So yeah, other things going on. We did not go camping this weekend. It was too rainy. It was crazy, crazy rainy. So I was very glad that we made the call on that. We did do yard work on Sunday. Really, my husband did yard work because, like I said, I was inside with Joshua a ton. But we did go out, and Joshua actually swung in his baby swing. And he liked it. He's been scared of it up till now, so he kind of held on for dear life, and Megwin helped him swing a little bit, and I did some swinging with him, and he liked it. He was just kind of looking around, taking it all in, so we did spend a little bit of time outside, and yeah, my husband got kind of the areas cleared for doing seeds, so now we just need to rent a tiller so we can till everything in and get it ready for planting all of our seeds that I linked to last week in the podcast. But we're excited about that, and we're ready to have our garden get started. What's wrong, sweetie?
Just read something.
Okay. Let's see what else. We took, don't pull that off there, sweetie. It's partway spun. Thank you. Probably shouldn't drop it in there. We took Cordova, our other dog, not Plonk, to the vet for a dental today. Megwin, you just kicked the table. It's making the camera move around. And I got a call. Megwin, get out from under the table right now.
Okay.
Thank you. I got a call from the vet's office saying that she had some complications with anesthesia, and they were going to have to, or they brought her out, and that they weren't going to be able to anesthetize her anymore. And they said that I needed to come and meet with a vet when I picked her up because he wanted to talk to us about it. So I went and picked her up, and they said that basically she died, and they brought her back to life.
Basically, she died and she brought her back to life?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Yeah, so they put her under anesthesia, and her heart stopped. So she was flatlined for a little while, and so they turned off the anesthesia and basically gave her a stimulant, and they performed CPR on her, and she came back. So she obviously can't ever be anesthetized again, and they said other than that she seemed healthy and fine, so I don't know, but I was like, so she just felt like having a near-death experience today. But she's okay. She's resting comfortably, and
Your butt for a sec.
why? Oh, did you put a Pez under there?
No.
No Pez.
No, I was looking for some Squinkies.
Oh, you had a whole cup of them over there a little bit ago. So anyway, she's fine. That was weird.
But she was dead,
She was dead, but they brought her back. The doctors worked on her and they brought her back to life. Pretty cool, huh?
I could never have thought they could bring her back to life when she was just the regular dead.
Yeah, they did CPR to bring her back to life.
Do you mean the kind of dead I'll do when I get really old?
No, it's not that kind of dead.
Oh, not that kind of dead.
Yeah. We can talk about CPR when I'm not recording a podcast, okay? Because it's kind of a long explanation.
Hey, what's a CPR anyway?
It's a procedure that you can do to somebody's heart, and you can do it to dogs and animals just like you can to people, where you kind of massage it and you make it do the movements that it normally would do if it were alive, and then the stimulants help make it start working again. Yep, there you go. Yeah, I can talk to you more about it after the podcast, Megwin. So all of you get to now hear me explain CPR to my child. So that's kind of all I have for this week. Hopefully next week I'll have more progress on the Zover and potentially more stock as well. And as always, if you have any questions or would like to hear about anything, please feel free to reach out to me on Ravelry in either the thread for the episode, or you can send me a PM, or you can put it in the questions thread that I have out there as well. And yeah, I hope you all have a great week and find time to do the crafts that you love, and I will talk to you next time. All right, bye-bye.